Republican challenger John Kasich with a 51 to 44% lead over Democratic Governor Ted Strickland. And I want to ask you, you know, insider or outsider for Kasich? Here's a guy who talks like an outsider, but he spent a lot of years on Capitol Hill fighting those inside battles.
He spent a lot of years on Capitol Hill fighting inside battles. He would argue that he balanced the budget and helped reform welfare. That's how he says he's a man of the people. But that is one of Ted Strickland's arguments, that he was, you know, part of that Washington that nobody likes. He also worked for Lehman Brothers, and he's had to defend himself out that. You know, Joe, they had a televised debate last night. Remember, we were out in Ohio. The show was last week, your home state, and they had a televised debate last night. And I want to play something John Kasich said in his closing statements that sounded very familiar.
Well, about a week ago, 10 days ago, I walked into a Bob Evans. And as I walked through the restaurant, I saw a man and a woman. And I went over to them, and they were writing numbers on a piece of paper. I said, what are you doing there? They said, well, my job was downgraded. The lady said, my job was downgraded. We're sitting here working on the family budget. We're trying to figure out how to make it work.
Now, to no surprise, Joe, you wouldn't be surprised that Democrats in the state, they question just about everything he says. And one blogger in the state wrote this, Anthony Fosekeka, if I'm saying your name wrong, sorry, I apologize, wrote, like much of tonight's debate, the words coming out of John Kasich's mouth were fiction. In fact, someone please send me a photo of the Ohio couple and the Bob Evans with the napkin, and I'll personally apologize to Congressman Kasich the next time I'm at his country club.
Wow.
I was at the Bob Evans because that's where we met John Kasich to interview him when we were out in Ohio, and we can show you some pictures of the couple. There they are, right there.
Wow, kitchen table issue right in the Bob
Evans. John Kasich walked in, and he was working the room before our interview, and he did talk to this couple. And we listened to it, and it's not exactly the way Congressman Kasich talked about it in the debate, the language, but you can see the notepad right there on the table. And I actually talked to them outside.
Wow. Now, the question, though, would be, is it a plant?
You know, they said no, and this is near his home. This is near his home, and other people applauded when he came in. They did not applaud, but they did say that they were going to vote for him. But I did talk to them outside the restaurant, and I said, what was the conversation about? And he used to build homes, and he gave that up. She used to have a real estate license. She said they put that in escrow because the market was so bad out there, and they're doing other things to make do. And they said they were talking about how tough it is to keep the family budget going in this tough economy. So
it's incredible to actually have pictures of the thing that guy was talking about.
So that conversation, we're not here to pick sides, and Congressman Kasich needs to explain himself. Governor Strickland can explain himself, but that conversation actually did happen. Little coincidental fact checking, I guess we call that one.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was interesting to be there.